What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to all the new people too, y'all. All right. Now look, some told me to like, Trey Gang, you got a whole lot of receipts stored, and you need to go back and look at some of the things, cause you forgetting a whole lot of stuff we got in the beginning. So, y'all, man, I got receipts when them folk were talking about the image of them killing you is stuck in my head. Forever thugging on brother. Know what I'm saying? On my brother. I ain't scared. My love for you, let them know I miss you, shorty. That's your Maya statement. Then Bree statement saying, on my dead cousin, I ain't tweaking. Did they just put her in a bag? You know what I'm talking about? These folk really seen the murder happen right in front of them. Look. Now that explain everything. And look, that explain everything, gang. Right here. So if you got Shemaya saying the image of them killing you is stuck in my head. So she saw it. And Bree saw it too. Cause she right there watching them putting her in the bag. You just confirmed to us where I got an image in my head and it just stuck there. So she got an image in her head and Bree got an image too in her head and she in the bag. Now these two friends that came to the party with her, now you got Chosen King told everybody about a reenactment and stuff and how things went down and who all on the footage. Cause when they exposed him, when these pictures were leaked, that's when he started telling everything. And then half of the stuff he did say, it do make sense. So you know the narrative. You heard his voice and stuff. All right. Now look, we already know, Miss Teresa already know she gonna be drugged. And she had to been drugged in the room. Cause Monifa confessed it and said I was one that's pouring the cup. So they must have forgot about the GA. I guess this was an accident too, I guess. I guess that's an accident too. If you look at the back seat, that's the same car. This photo of Kenneka in this back seat is in the same car with Irene in. Everything matched up perfectly. Even the lighting is same in the background. This the same car. So, and if you look, she got Adidas outfit on. She got Adidas outfit on. Well, not an outfit, but a Adidas jacket. But look what's around her. Do that look like a rope? That's a rope. Man, them folk got a rope around that girl, bruh. Then look at the mouth. Look at the eyes. Man, that ain't no seatbelt. That's a rope. Man, you see how thin that John is? Look how thin that is. Can't be no seatbelt because you don't even see it going up the seat. Now look. Now we know I don't normally see Kenneka wear glasses and shades and stuff. Cause a lot of those pictures, she barely wears shades and stuff. So why she wearing these shades? Cause I'm guessing they want to cover up the eyes. Cause if you look at it, it's no life in them. Man, it look like one eye open and one eye closed. All right. You got her in the back seat. She leaned against somebody. Cause if you look at the head position, she leaning on somebody. Now, she don't even got her clothes on. No jean jacket. And remind y'all, we all seen the headlights at the pool area. This could be one of those moments. Cause if she naked and you gotta take a picture of her with somebody else's clothes and shades on, is in the car. Look again. Man, that's a rope. And I'm gonna tell you like this. that could have been the part of a murder. That could be evidence. Because if she was strangling stuff, we don't know how the way she could strangle, but we can come up with a lot of theories about that. But what is this with actually the murder weapon? And you got a rope. And then if you looking, you know what I'm saying? It's got a little tension on it. And look where it's leading to. Right up to the neck. But it looked like it's going up under. It looked like it's coming over. I don't know. I don't even know if this could be her arm, or this could be the jacket just covering up her chest. You know what I'm saying? It's at a weird angle. Now her mouth open. Her eyes is, look at her eyes right here. But the shade's a little too dark on this one, so I don't know. But I don't see no eyeball. You know what I'm saying? And somebody took a picture, cause here go the light on the phone. Or this could be the light. There's gotta be a light on the phone, cause you know that's that circle dot. So we gotta see as we see somebody. Man, is that a reflection? Is that a dude face? Like he taking the picture from the front passenger seat. You know, he probably turned around and, you know what I'm saying, and aimed the picture right on her face. And crop everything. What they did was crop whoever she laying on. Hold on, let me see. What's this on top of her head? Cause I know that ain't her hair. So, is that a little hair coming down? So, is this the shoulder coming down? How y'all think she laying in the back seat? Man, look, I thought I was tripping. Don't it look like this? Look like a bald head dude right here? Now look right in her. Right in her. I don't know. I ain't gonna say, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It could be the light from the sunroof, you know, from the top, flashing down, and could catch his reaction. Cause if it look like a man right here, it look like he in the front seat and he facing her. You know what I'm saying? And he looking back, or whoever that is, I don't know. But I do know one thing: the headrest matched the headrest in Irene car. But keep this in mind. She tied up. If she got a rope on her, bruh, she tied up, bruh. Know what I'm saying? Just think about it. What if they cross her arm to make it look like she laying on top of her hands? You see what I'm saying? You know how like when you slumped over, don't you know how like when you in, you know what I'm saying? You just say like how you pray, but you just, you know, like when you doing the praying sign and just, you know what I'm saying, tilt it to the side and rest your head on the side of the prayer sign. You know how y'all be sleeping and stuff? Like that. So what if they positioning her like that, and that would make sense that she got the literature marks on her arm that's in the freezer. Cause right up here in this spot, I always said, look, y'all, she got a print around, you know, like her wrist up from the wrist a little bit. And I'm like, it's like she been tied up. And that just proved my theory, because it's right in the same spot that she would be tied up. Now, this rope could be knotted like a handcuffs. You see what I'm saying, gang? Just say, man, somebody got her, you know what I'm saying, a rope tied around both of her arms and keeping them close together. I don't know. I just want to hear y'all opinion on this stuff. Cause this the way I'm looking at these pictures. This how a way a professional would look at it. Cause you know what I'm saying? I don't see no life in the body. Do y'all believe Kenneka is alive at this point? In the car, in the back seat, with shades on, mouth wide open. And then make it so bad. I don't know if this is a little hair, some of her hair. I don't know. But whatever going on, you barely see her hair. It's like it's all on one side. Like somebody pulled it all to the back and to one side and took the picture at a weird angle. And then look, we already know it was a girl. And matter of fact, thinking about this picture, y'all remember the girl that took the picture? She was in this same picture. And she would be sitting in the passenger seats, snapping the photo. Man, I need that picture. Somebody see, can they see? If anybody got that picture right now of this picture, but it's that other girl on that picture that she took the picture with her tongue hanging out her mouth. But she looked like her eyes been watery, like I don't know, she been crying or something. But she tried to smile. You know, the smile was fake. When trying to do the pretty girl look, it wasn't no pretty girl look thing. It was like a stage photo. So somebody send me that picture, and I'm gonna add it to this one. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that. All right. Same positioning. Same positioning. Now remind y'all, when I was looking at the photos and I was seeing no signature marks on no hand. Now look, now remind y'all, TY video supposed to been at 12:24, right? 12:24. So how long that live gonna be? And then she shot her live video at 12:55, right? All right, boom. Keep this live video in mind. Her hair is already messed up before the party, right? Her all messed up before the party, no shades on. Okay, they said 12:55. Just like I told everybody, if Bree Bree said I saw them put her in a bag, well, Rosemont got photos of it on their website. So Bree Bree wasn't lying when she said, "Is I'm tripping? They putting her in the bag." She said they putting her in the bag. She ain't say none they said or nothing. Right? So here go proof of that. Here go proof of that. And then ain't that's what Miss Teresa described on the radio when she said, yeah, they put Kenneka in a big white body bag? Didn't Miss Teresa say that? She said, yeah, they put Kenneka in a big white body bag. Thumb me up if you heard that out Miss Teresa mouth. Well, Rosemont got images of it. Just like in Bree Bree head got images of it. And then you got Shamaya saying she got the image of the murder, of the killing. So you mean to tell me these people actually was around when she died and was getting killed and murdered? Cause to me they just claimed they was on the scene. So that explains why Bree Bree will be missing from the hotel. Now we got the timestamp down to the T now. We got the timestamp down to the T. I just want to show y'all what they told us they know. Remember Irene video? Remember what she said? Round 3 o'clock, the police showed up. So they let you know it was going down at Tucson, just like when Miss Teresa called. At Tucson, at the hotel, and was assured they was watching the cameras and they gonna locate Kenneka, just like the lawyer said. Minutes after Kenneka came up missing, the family and friends was at the hotel. Minutes after reporting her missing. Now look, all right. Check this out. Now this at 2. Now look, let's flash this, gang. Let's flash this receipt. On the footage, they got this at 2:30. Now this camera ain't reliable when it comes to the time. Trey Gang believe these cameras could be off an hour. But on certain cameras, it might have the original time. Like for a prime example, y'all see the timestamp? It say 2:30. Now look where you can go with this at 2:30, right? If you got a security statement saying, I went to the room at 2:30. On the footage, it's showing him at 2:33. On camera, they claim Kenneka gonna be in the hallway. So that means he would have bumped into her in the hallway, round at the time that she come up missing. At a coincidence, what a coincidence, Miss Teresa would be calling that hotel and talking to a security guard. Right? But we got a problem. Cause they gonna show Kenneka getting off on the elevator at 2:24. Alright, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna check my email and stuff. I had already checked that jump before I went live. You must saw something new. Hold on. I'm glad I read the chat on that one. So now look. Now you gotta look at it like this. You got France Cave at 2:33. In the beginning, they said she got off on the elevator at 2:24. So that means he gonna be 10 minutes behind. If that's the narrative. So Kenneka will be roaming down here. So in his letter, he never said nothing about Kenneka roaming down on the lower level. He never said nothing about her walking through any kitchens. He ain't even mentioned lower, you know what I'm saying? Nothing about her being on the lower level. It was, she came out the room, got on the elevator, stopped on the 11th floor, then on the 6th floor, and used the stairwells, and ended up outside, pulled to the pool area, and that's where they found her. Now that's his route according to his narrative. He said that's what he saw on the footage. All right. Oh yeah, that's that John I was just yeah, look, that's that. Yeah, I already checked that email. Yeah, I just read that jump before. Yeah, I'm gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get into that. That's what the conversation finna lead up to. You know what I'm saying? So now look, check this out. At this time, you got Kenneka leaving out the room shortly before 2:30. Shortly before 2:30, if she already been on the 11th floor and on the 6th floor, that's gonna be round probably 2:15, something like that, a little bit after 2 o'clock. Let's say 5-10 minutes. She'll be coming out the room probably at 2:15 at the most. Probably 2:10. Man, y'all, you getting on the elevators, you finna go up there, you finna go in the room. He said they stayed for a little bit. I don't know what's a little bit. It could be 2 minutes, 5 hours. I don't know. But, all right, you got this situation going on. So, you went to the room, but you got all these sheets and blankets, and it's supposed to be a noise complaint. So you over there in the room, you talked to Irene. Then you said it's people still standing in the hallway. And make it so bad, guess who else will be all in the hallway? Man said he was gonna be in the hallway. At that point, he had to left right before Friends Cave came up there. At this point, Friends Cave, cause look, if you see Friends Cave on the footage, check this out, gang. Friends Cave went on the footage in the lobby round about this time. Was he around about this time when he was at, you know what I'm saying? If that footage was at 3:30, right? Cause he seemed coming back to the footage at 4. But if you knock an hour off that timestamp, you know what I'm saying? It would be 2:30 going on 3. Cause you got to go back what these people said, how the police already showed up and how they were getting everybody out the room. So let's see how that narrative will fit. So boom, I just broke it down to y'all how it can go at 2:30. If you're gonna go with the 2:30, it's the timestamp on this corner. But now if you go to this timestamp over in this corner and it say 1:33. Now check this out. Now you got an even bigger problem. Cause guess what? Somebody on the phone, on Kenneka phone, texting, I'm ready to go. At this point, it would be Irene. Cause she claimed she needed the phone, used the music, so she claimed the phone. So we're gonna put the phone in her hand. But guess who the text message going to? Her sister. You see what I'm saying? And this thing you know, they texting talking about the D little. They came 30 minutes after. Now look, now that's right at 2 o'clock. So what's going on? If they seeing that too, is they watching it? Cause if they could be in the same room texting each other these things and watching assault take place. I don't know. But round about 1:30 to 2 o'clock, sexual activity is being performed. Cause they said, look, the D look little with laughing emojis. I mean, no D pictures you could show, screenshot and see what you talking about. None of that, you know what I'm saying? So you know they in the same room. They gotta be texting. And possibly watching it unfold. Cause now you gotta think about the video. When everybody like, ooh, she crying and screaming, why y'all doing me like that? If that's the case, they will be going around sometime 1:30 going on 2 o'clock. And they will explain how the way her hair, why it would be looking like that, getting off on the elevators. Now that makes me think that's why Leonore was like, how was her hair when she first left out the hotel, not the room. She said when she left out the hotel, they said her hair was flat iron straight. You sent the photo? Hold on, let me refresh my Gmail. Hold on. I ain't got it yet. All right. So now you got a problem. Now it's sexual activity being performed at that time. So now if you believing in that with those receipts, now they'll make sense. Kenneka had to come out that room right before 2:24. She had to come out that room, could have been 2:10 or 2:15. We're gonna narrow it down in that situation. So that explain Frank's K story when he was talking about maybe an hour or two later. That's when this happened. Now that's going back between the hours of 1 and 2 o'clock. That go back to 1 and 2 o'clock. You see what I'm saying? So now you just really filled in the gap. So boom, when she come out the room, round about that time, going into different hallways, you going to the room, you smoking and you chiefing. So she went to another room and ain't no telling what happened in they room, but she end up in the kitchen at 2-something in the morning. Now this all still at 2-something. Well, in the beginning, they said she walked in the lower level kitchen right at 2:31. So if she walking at that kitchen at 2:31, this where Friend's Cave would be at 2:31. I mean at 2:33. So he would have saw her on footage regardless. Regardless, gang. He would have seen her. Cause it wouldn't make no sense that Kenneka would be on the other side in the kitchen. And making her way upstairs to a freezer while you got sheets and blankets. Now, figure that one out. You know what I'm talking about? Now, figure that one out. Now, that's another way you gonna go with it. Cause they playing with the time, but check this out. So, boom. Kenneka be in the kitchen at 2-something. Now, keep in mind, the police finna show up exactly at 30 minutes. And we're gonna say, if they call everybody in the room, the police had to show up at least about 5 minutes earlier before they went and got the people in the room. So they meaning they had to stop at the pool area first and told the manager and them to go get them in the room. Cause watch this. Now look at the timeline of the photo. Now watch how I'm finna break it down. Now y'all see these timestamps? I'm finna knock an hour off. Like for a prime example, they got Killer coming in at 12:33. We gonna say that's 11:33. Irene talking about she came in right at 11:45. They said 10:45. So Irene got there at 10. Peas and them show up down there 45 minutes later. I mean, killing them. Now, keep this in mind. We all just seen the photos of Adidas jacket. Now, we see one of them. We see one Adidas jacket, right, gang? It could be his jacket or another person. All right. So, boom. You got them coming in 11:30. 11:36. 11:44. Irene leave at one point and stay gone for 30 minutes. Cause now this at 11:50. She done, this at 11:50. Now she done came back. Right? She done came back. Now look, now this finna go, if this at 11:50, right? This finna be right at 12 o'clock. And think about Prince K said when he went in the room, she was already asleep in the bed and still have all her clothes on. So I thought about it. I was like, why would he throw that in there? Be like, well, she still have all her clothes on. What he trying to say? Nothing didn't happen when he went up there. You know what I'm saying? Cause he went up there multiple times. Now, if you put the text message, you know what I'm saying, with somebody D little and there was sexual activities going on, you know what I'm saying? I see you would throw that in there to throw a person out because you knew it was some type of sexual activity was finna go down. You know what I'm saying? It happened. And you know the time frame of it. So he said he was at the room going on 12 something. So now look, they said 12 something. Look who all be in the room. They said 11:33. Know what I'm talking about? Look, 11:50. Irene come back. Now this said exactly at 12. Boom. Right? Okay, boom. You got 3 girls. You got Mr. Big Daddy right here coming in exactly at 12. And guess where he went to? He went straight down Food Court Hall and turned in that way. And I don't even know where he went because the video don't even show where he went to. So if you had to cut the cameras off and don't show where Big Daddy went to, he had to go into the Caddyshack restaurant in those restricted private areas they claim it was. Or he could have took the Escalade and went downstairs. Right? Mm-hmm. Now look at the time. Watch how the time finna play a major role. You got the girls roaming and coming from the same area that he was heading to. You see these? Y'all know where they went. He went in the same direction. Right after them. Boom. So when they come out, they add this in there. Cause now they want to show you, cause in the beginning they said she arrived at 12. And then they switch and be like, nah, we ain't gonna say at 12. You know what I'm saying? Cause you gotta think about everything you got in your investigation. So you gotta think like, man, we just gonna say she gonna come in at 1. And they really messed up on that part, saying she came in around about this time. Cause now you really made the narrative look really suspect. Cause Irene going live and the girl already talking about, I'm not drunk. You know what I'm saying? No, this not Zillionaire. That ain't Zillionaire right here. They said this was Killer Bloodline Films. It's 2 names on him. They said this Carl Nesbitt and this Killer Bloodline Films. I believe this could be Killer Bloodline Films. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to tell. Because it got a little car resemblance in it too. But if you think about it, Carl Nesbitt don't dress like this. Cause you go on his photo, he don't dress like this. You know what I'm talking about? But that Killer Bloodline Film, he wear this kind of stuff all the time. And I'm just saying. But check this out. This said 12/11. Now keep this in mind. When you go back to the text messages, right? They already saying Kenneka was missing then in the text messages. And they was at 12 something. Cause these text messages went from 12 something to texting the sister, girl, I don't know. We left her by the doors, you know what I'm saying? And then she just up and just disappeared. And then it skipped to 1 something, somebody D little, and I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So boom. Now show her coming in with them. And if you look at the images from this camera field, it looked like she came in with her friends. But I don't believe they all came together the way they thinking. Cause for one thing, they got her following them. Look, she ain't even talking to them. Look, Kenneka looking around. If you play this video with just Kenneka ended, if you play this video with Kenneka, come in there, John. It's gonna look like, yeah, I'm at this hotel. You know, you looking around. You know what I'm saying? And then Irene claimed that Kenneka called her, talking about, girl, I'm downstairs. Come meet us downstairs because they need the parking ticket. Come on, bro. That's a lie. Cause check this out. In the beginning, not in the beginning, but when they released that footage, and showed Kenneka walking in the hall. And if they said 12 something, they showed that Kenneka was snatched in the lobby at 12. Now go back to the text messages at 12. You see what I'm saying? If they had those text messages around 12:02, and then they showing Kenneka being snatched in the lobby around 12 something, coming there, bruh, those text messages and that footage support that. Man, that's probably why they didn't show her walking in the lobby. Cause they done probably snatched the girl against the wheel and told her what it was. At this point, she ain't even got her phone and the keys. Cause Bree ended up with the keys and leaving. Like she just got permission to be driving somebody's car or having anybody's keys. Now look, check this out. That's why they got Bree coming in here at 12:14. Look, check this out. I mean, what time this is? Yeah, 12:14. Look. You showing Bree in the lobby at 12:14. Well, why you don't show everybody else in the lobby with Bree? You don't see Shamaya. You don't even see Monifa or Kenneka. It's Bree. Right? Now look. Then Bree goes back. Now look. That lady, that Gina McGill lady, they were trying to tell Zach, look into this dude, Giff, cause she probably couldn't pronounce his name. That's who that looked like right here. And they said he's a security guard, bro. And man, and I ain't lying. The way his outfit, that look like a security clothes with a security logo. Look, we never seen Kenneka in the lobby, period. And look what Sergeant Rowe's paperwork said. Now, if you go with Sergeant Rowe's paperwork, where he said what happened at 1:30. Look, he said Kenneka went upstairs at 1:30 and her friends went in the room. They said they re-entered the room, meaning that somebody was already there, came out the room and went back in the minute Kenneka go in there. So that had to been Irene. And Sergeant Rowe said Kenneka was the one that went up there. He didn't mention Monifa and Shamaya. He ain't even said nothing about it. He said she came to the hotel with friends, but when it came to going to the floor, it was like Kenneka was alone by herself. You know what I'm saying? So boom, I looked at him because I remember in the beginning they made a connection with him and Bree. They tried to say Bree met up with him in the men's bathroom and purchased the pills. Talking about they got the pills from him. That's what they said. You know what I'm saying? So they had some type of a narrative about these two. You know what I'm saying? And the narrative might was bogus, but it's still something up with these two, right? All right. Boom. Look. They would be at 12:24. Bree come in, the crew, 12:26, they heading towards the kitchen. Now it's a reason why they showing this, bruh. Look at this. 12:26. Boom. 12:35, 46. Look what's going on. Look. Round 12:30. Look who all showing up. Bam. All right. You got another Adidas jacket outfit on. So now you got two Adidas jacket outfit on. So which one she gonna have on? Cause these the only two I seen on the footage with these Adidas jacket outfit on. Cause look, once upon a time, he took his a jacket Adidas off and walking in the lobby. See what I'm saying, gang? Man, now look who's showing up. Please, I'm gonna give you everybody's statements. Boom, they came in two groups. They all trailed each other. You see what I'm saying? They was in the car trailing T.Y. now, right? Look. So they were trailing T.Y. now. Guess what the other police report revealed? Right? They also was trailing T.Y. now. They let them go in first. And we'll be in there in a minute. Now y'all see where I'm going with this? Now look, this said 12 something. Bree already got the keys. That's why when it come to Monifa text saying Bree finna go to the car and go get Kenneka charger and the red energy bull out the car cause her phone about to die. So now she finna go get the charger. Irene will have the phone. And Bree got the keys. Already. So that narrative about Kenneka talking about Bree, hold my mama keys and put these in your purse. No. Cause you with family and friends. You know what I'm about. So look, they come in. While they come in, look how Bree gets out of there. That's why you don't see Bree in T.Y. Live's videos. That's why you don't see her in T.Y. Live video. So now look, when they edit this game, this ain't gonna be the right timestamp. This could be like 12:45, something like that. It could be 5 minutes off, 7 minutes off. It's gonna be a couple of minutes off dealing with that time frame. So everything finna match up completely. So this at 12. So it explained why they already texting her sister and talking about she was already missing. And they can't find her. So boom, Bree come back in with the energy drink bull. And now you got French Cave on the same move. Now look. Cause when Bree first left to go get the energy bull drink, that's when he started running downstairs and grabbing sheets, pillows, and blankets. So what's going on right now? You got a time frame now. You got a time frame of the phone. What's the conversation on it? You already know when sexual activity finna be playing a role, right? We know that's finna be round 1 going on 2:30. You see what I'm saying? I just don't know when it started. So I don't know what time they started all of this. Cause she could have got there, boom, and went to the 9th floor, and they went in the room, and that's when the dude snatched her and took him to their room, recorded the girl, and that's why Monifa and them were running in and out rooms and stuff, filming and recording and stuff. All right, now look how this looking. Now tell me what this looking like. Now this at 1 o'clock. Security on the move. So it's getting close time to somebody to start performing stuff. Cause you just seen people showing up. Now you got him on the move. Now what would be making him move like that already before Kenneka coming up missing? Even if this was at Tucson, if she didn't left out the room yet, look where you looking like a suspect. It's looking like you either getting ready to get down or something already happened. Either way it go, these images showing you knew ahead of time like the court paper said. And I'm kind of second guessing your story right now, Friends Cave. I don't know, but you still on the move. Now you would know what exactly time this was. You wouldn't even came to Trey Gang to my. I don't know if it was 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. How you don't know if it was at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock? You using the same tactic that Rosemont did. Yes, I understand we show y'all she walked in the lobby, in the house at 2 some, but we just don't know. We know it was between the hours of 2 or 3. So boom, watch this. You got people already cleaning up the kitchen down here. And check this out. Before they even close the kitchen, they crew, Crown Plaza employees, whoever works in the kitchen, supposed to do this. They can't clock out unless they sanitize the whole kitchen, sweep, mop, garbage taken out, all, things locked up in the freezer, Come on, I've been doing this for years. You cannot clock out a hotel unless your duty done. So who would be cleaning the kitchen between the hours of 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning with no employee uniforms on? What make these people so special? They ain't got no uniforms on and no name tags. No name tags. You can't even clock in on the job if you ain't got your name tag on. You ain't got no name tag on. They just like you popping up at Walmart with a Walmart shirt on. Dress up like a Walmart employee and walk in that job. You might fool the shoppers, the customer, but you ain't gonna fool no employee, because that employee, man, wait a minute. Nah, hell, no, something ain't right with it. Bro, ain't got no, man, you got your. And then look, now check this out. This at 1. Now this finna be at 1:10. Now look at the text message on Kenneka phone that's finna be happening around about this time. So you got girls leaving out the room, fucking them, and coming back in. Bree leaves right before they get to texting about somebody D-Little. With her keys. With her keys. And guess what? He done took off his Adidas jacket outfit on. I'm gonna find that junk later. So now you got Kenneka with Adidas jacket on, and he ain't even got his jacket on. Where his jacket at? So that's telling me that's his jacket. And he don't got it on at this particular time. All right. So boom, We just gonna say this at 126. Bree leaving with Man. Mike. And Sierra CC Jackson, the stud. All right. Franz K go to the room. He in the lobby watching. I don't know what he doing at this point. Cause he was watching like he was waiting to meet up with somebody and nobody never showed up. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, Tanasia and them done came back in there. Now they come in. Smacks. Now look, 20 minutes. They come in cause Bree left 20 minutes ago. Bree left 20 minutes ago, right? And look what time she called and asked if Smacks there. So Smacks came with Hollywood, Sticks, Isaiah Love and them. You know what I'm talking about? And I already showed. Now he got a pocket ticket on the 6th, right here. Now he got a pocket ticket on the 6th. Now he said around 3:00 a.m. Look at the time. And he posted this on September the 10th at 4:51 p.m. Look. So this got to be around 3:00. You got a pocket ticket and it's marked. Check this out. Then you said this was around 3:00 and you got a pocket ticket. And you talking about these dates was on the 6th. Right? 1:36 p.m. So he had the same pocket ticket as Miss Teresa had in her car. Go with the 3:00 theory. The police girl, they got everybody to the room. They told majority of the people to leave. You know what I'm saying? And kept certain people at the pool area. Round 3, right? Hi y'all. Man, y'all thumb Kenneka up, bruh. Look, you know what I'm saying? I'm breaking it down for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to bring a little awareness and keep her name hot. You know what I'm saying? I never let her name go out like candles. You know what I'm saying? Man, we in a new millennium. Man, we gonna keep her name alive forever. Cause I want the next generation to talk about it. And the next generation. Man, this lady should have her own holiday, bro. You know what I'm saying? We need a Kenneka Jenkins day, bro. So now look, watch this. He's saying it's 3:00. Keep that in mind. If you got a pocket ticket saying you showed up on a September the 6th, 1:36 p.m. on the 6th, but you telling everybody this what they gave to me on September the 9th at 3:00. So that means we know who you got this ticket from the front desk, and guess what? You met up with the police. And you met up with the police in the pool area. And they was the one told y'all, like, look, you know what I'm saying? Man, help us, you know what I'm saying? Cover this up and y'all free to go. That's what I said. The pocket ticketness alone approved. Now look at this situation now. So now you got Smacks in them there. Watch how everything finna take. Cause soon when they come in, look who's shortly leaving. The girls. So at this point, somebody doing something sexual. cause, cause, cause Shamaya wanna let everybody know that yeah, I was the one text Kenneka back to my yeah, I am too. I'm ready to go too. Cause this gonna be round about that time when Shamaya texts the phone back. When she claimed she text Kenneka phone. So what Shamaya was doing, hold on, Leonora, I'ma take up for you. I'ma say she would text message me and I'ma tell everybody I was saying his D was little. Cause keep this in mind, they texting Leonora Sussel. So boom. So somebody watching Kenneka being assaulted. Now where is Kenneka at? She still gonna be in the room. And I don't think it's room 926. Cause she gonna be in somebody else's room. That's why when you see Irene live videos, you don't see Kenneka in those rooms at 1251 and them other Scoop Gang videos. She in there by herself, but she want us to think that she was there chilling and waiting on everybody to go to the party. What if there was the time that Kenneka was actually getting assaulted? They recording, they doing all of this stuff. So look, boom. Now this at 2 o'clock, right? Look, they come in. 5 minutes, 6 minutes later, they come right in after them. While all the females leave. All the females leave. See that? Now guess who will be in the room with Monifa, Shamaya, Bree. Well, Bree gone at this point. Irene, them, Killer, Peas. And I don't think they in room 926. So boom. They come in right after him. Now look how many groups of dudes showing up and look at the female they leave. All of a sudden, you got a Kenneka lookalike in the lobby. And then look. According to the photos, this right around 3:15 on this footage. But let's say we know this at 2:15. And we know Kenneka out the room. Why they got a Kenneka lookalike in the lobby talking to somebody? And I remember Andrew Holmes claiming that he saw Kenneka in the lobby at 3:20. Even Miss Teresa said they showed her in the 5th photo, Kenneka in the lobby. So I want to know, I'm going to ask Miss Teresa this. Is this Kenneka in the lobby too? Is this the photo they showing her? That showed you and said that's your daughter too? So look, 2:15. Now remind y'all, if they showing Kenneka getting off on the elevator at 2:24, so Kenneka will be out that room making her way in another room. And this number dude showing up. Cause now boom. Now you got Man on the move. You got Man on the move. You got look, but keep this in mind, the French Cave on the move too, round about the same time. So boom. Kenneka out the room. Now these little young niggas showing right up behind Man. Now watch this. Man said he drove up there with somebody. And he said the person claimed to drop him off. I believe this person was just sitting in the parking lot. I ain't never heard nobody get dropped off at a setup. Hey, hey man, run me down the street, man. You know what I'm saying? Tell me over here. Hey, what you got going on, man? I got a setup, man. I need, nah, it don't work like that. They just like me telling me, man, drop me off at the gas station. I'm finna go rob the job. How I'ma get? Come on, bro. They don't even sound right. So look, so Kenneka coming out the room. Boom. I ain't gonna say that's her. I ain't even gonna say, I don't even think she will be walking in this area. Cause keep this in mind, I believe they just gonna show this later on. You know what I'm talking about? Cause French K never said nothing about her walking down on the lower level. Cause if he watched it on the footage that he claimed, and if it were really true, he would have said, I saw her on the lower level and I ran towards the kitchen. You see what I'm saying? Then you told me that you went back and reviewed the tape and saw her when she went in the stairwell. And so, when you tried to look for her, the last time you saw her in the stairwell, and you were like, I'm finna go search the parking lot. So, soon you about to go reach outside in the parking lot. Now, cause this round about the same time this going on when Kenneka made it out the room. She had to made it out that hotel. Cause listen to what the sister said. She said, how my sister heard when she left out the hotel. Even Mr. Richard said how my daughter get out in the parking lot. Even the witness that worked there said she made it outside. But she gonna be with the employee. So she gonna be with the employee. Now look. This at 2:27. Boom. Boom. Now you got somebody walking in the kitchen. Boom. Now look, now this at 2:30. Look who's showing up. Bree. So Bree was gone for an hour. Now, that's why you got Bree with action. Is Smash there. Why would she be acting about smacks at a time like this? And we know Kenneka out the room. We know she gonna be with some niggas and a staff member. They ain't even show us the whole conversation. She was like, what Smack said? It could have been like, yeah, where he at now? I'm finna go holler at him, cause watch this. Bree said, I'm 10 minutes away. Wherever Bree was, she was 10 minutes away. 10 minutes. She could have been at another hotel. She could have been in the parking lot, live. You know what I'm saying? So boom, she come in. And when she come in, 10 minutes later, you got him coming in. At this point, Miss Teresa already called the hotel. Talking about watch the footage. Now look, it was a text messages. We're on the phone. And they were talking to a dude named Flavor. Whoever Flavor was gotta be OG. He gotta be a big homie. And this big homie could be a relative right here. But if she gone, now look, Kenneka just came out the room. Now she been escorted through the floors, right? And possibly been made it outside. Well, I ain't gonna say Poppy, she made it outside. He comes in, Bree comes in, and once Bree Nim comes in, look who all come out. So where was all? So now look, Kenneka will be already out the room. Monifa, check this out. This at 3 o'clock. This at 3 o'clock now, gang. Now don't it look like the police told the manager, go get everybody from their room and tell us come meet us where we at. Now look at 3 o'clock. Just like what Kilo Brown said. Just like what Irene said. Look. This gonna look. Boom. Right at 3 o'clock. Bam. Boom. All of them come out. See that? This right at 3. And think about if he up there talking to Monifa and Shemaya, because you never seen him talk to nobody else that they came there. And so when Miss Teresa said, yeah, when that man went up to the hotel and you told him Neek in there, and he was like, why you telling me? That's my cousin. Neek was in world. So we can figure that out if Miss Teresa answered that question and Monifa. Cause this just to show me Monifa knew where she was at. If I got this right, if Monifa knew where she was at and say Neek in there and rely on the question to him, come on, bro. And then look where they go. To the pool area. Boom. To the pool area. This at 3. Bree on the phone now. Look at 3. Look where everybody going. Now it went straight to the pool, now to the kitchen, downstairs. Look, this at 3:20. They trying to tell you in the beginning that Kenneka supposed to be in the lobby at 3:20, and they try to make it look like she was in the lobby with her friends. You remember what Miss Teresa said in the 911 call? They said, yeah, they did see my daughter downstairs with her friend and a couple of guys. You see what I'm saying, gang? So in the beginning, they try to make it look like they were finna get ready to go. Now look, they try to say they left her in the hallway and they left her in the lobby and they were getting ready to go, and Kenneka jumped on the elevators and hit the wrong button. You know what I'm talking about? So look. So an hour done passed when Miss Teresa called the hotel. So that's why we all suspect Shemaya will have a walkie-talkie. Cause we like, man, it's obvious that the girl is on a walkie-talkie. She even got her head tilted to her because that walkie-talkie got to be low and you got to really put your ear to it to hear it. So it would make sense that the police telling them, come this way, and you got headlights right here. We don't know what's going on outside this though because it's so dark. And they told them to turn around. So when they turned around, all of them turned around. So somebody was back here in the car. They said 3:30. Now at this time, The world, the news want y'all to believe that's when she walking in the freezer. She ain't walking. At this point, she being carried from the pool area to the parking lot and to the freezer. Cause she end up in the car. Boom, you got Killer coming down there by himself. You never see Killer you never seen Killer walk with them on the same camera when Monifa and them went in the hallway. Cause check this out. Y'all wanna know how I ain't lying? They showing y'all Killer walked in the hall at this time at 4:32. Look what MTV did. How correct I am. So I got the emergency look. You see he got his Adidas jacket around 3 a.m. Now y'all see when the police started at peep the game. MTV finna slip up and prove me that I'm right. Everything already happened, so that's when they got the friends upstairs at 3 o'clock, because we just saw that on the footage, right? That just support Irene theory. When she told us around 3 o'clock, Rosemont police told us not to. And then you got Monifa saying the same thing. Rosemont told us to don't say nothing. You got Kilo Brown talking about the police up there. Look, the police done came up there and went and got everybody from the room. She even said that. So everything happened. Now you see how the game finna go with MTV. Oh, we got to switch it up to 3:30 and make it look like that she left out the room actually at 3. Now look, why MTV saying she left out the room at 3 and the court paper saying she left out the room at 2? Now look, then they said the friend was in the hallway for 10 to 15 minutes trying to find her phone. That's a lie. Because if Kenneka came out that room at 2 something, like at 2:15, 2:20, you know what I'm saying? You round it out, round 15 minutes from 2:24. So they trying to say why she was missing. She was in there trying to find a phone. But if you go to the police report, Monifa missing too. You see what I'm saying? They came back at 3 o'clock for the keys and the phone. Irene got the phone. The first thing you gonna want to do, oh, BB said they just put her in the body bag. Miss Teresa said they put her in the white body bag. Not the black one that we seen them rolling her out in the freezer on. Then you got Shamaya saying the image is still stuck in my head. They killing you, Kenneka. All right. Then they match up with everybody's timeline. You see that? That's why they had to switch it up from 3:20 to 2:20. You see that? Now look, y'all see that? They made this route. Look how they made the route look like. They made it look like Kenneka walked through her. When she came through the double doors, she walked through these double doors, walked to the kitchen, and the next camera gonna show her in the back of the kitchen on the lower level walking to a freezer. That's how they pulled the route. That's what they had everybody thinking, bruh. This was the route. See, boom. 3:45. Now watch this. Then Liranora said Miss Teresa gonna be at that hotel at 4 o'clock on the dot, blowing up Rosemont at 2 something. So now look, Miss Teresa called a non-emergency number, meaning that she died a 7-digit non-emergency number at the police precinct, and cause they already was notified. If they was already there, you don't want it to go to 911 call dispatch because it ain't an emergency. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no, you know what I'm saying, emergency, you know what I'm saying? Something already done happened. They already done covered it up. So that's why he was able to assist her when they come to the 911 call. Like, yeah, we'll send our detectives over there and we'll take somebody to look at it. This is the same detective that was in the investigation on the 911 frequency. When they talking about, Jerry, what kitchen you in? You know what I'm talking about? And all this old stuff. There was a dude at the front desk on his radio acting like he was the dispatcher. You know what I'm saying? So Miss Teresa left all that out, talking about she got the call at 4:34. That's why she was so specific with the time, because she don't want to put herself at the time of a crime that was happening. She didn't even want to let everybody know the real reason why she was calling at 2 something in the morning. She got busted on that one. So you just told us you already knew something about your daughter was already in danger. So why you wait to BB them call and then decided to respond? Cause you know you showed up at that pool. You seen your daughter's body. You watched them put her in the bag. And then walk them with these people to the freezer. That's why you keep mentioning the camera above that freezer. Cause you know they ain't finna show that in real life. They just a reminder, be like, don't let me tell you what's really on that John. Cause she ain't got to do nothing but just make a post, be like, if anything, Miss Teresa come out, be like, y'all, I seen the footage. Ain't even got to show it to you. She said, I seen the footage. This person did this and did that to my daughter. She'll start an uproar. You know what I'm talking about? Hi, y'all. Appreciate the Cash App game. Appreciate the Cash App game, bro. All right, now look. A non-emergency call at 7:14. And this call never mentioned the 9th floor. It only mentioned the 11th floor. And the witness said they the one called to the room on the 11th floor and say they did report the party to the front desk on the 11th floor, not the 9th floor. The 9th floor never came up in the dispatch. She said, yeah, it was a lady who had a room next door. She was trying to get services on the phone. This had to have been a transsexual lady that was at the front desk. Because that's the only person I seen was trying to get you know what I'm saying, to get Wi-Fi and stuff on the phone, because she was the one downstairs. So it means if they was in the room with a bunch of transsexual and you got a transsexual got a room next to him, who was all in her room? You see what I'm saying? Cause it was something going on that she didn't want to be in her room, that she wanted to sit at the front desk all night long. And then when everything was over with, she disappeared off the footage. Now look, boom. That's when he talking about giving some time. If you don't hear us from about 10 to 11, that we're going to help you from there. You see what I'm saying? And that possibly at 1 o'clock, they filed a missing person report. And guess what they did after that? That's when the police searched the hotel at 1:05 p.m. on September the 9th. They just show you the police there at 1 something, stage and everything. So how will MTV will make a big old mistake? Be like, oh, we should have put 1 a.m. Cause you can't put this at 1 a.m. p.m. Ooh, cause why would they be down here at 1 a.m.? You see what I'm saying? And then look, that's why when you go to the kitchen and look at the assistant beverage manager talking to the chef, he leaving. And Leonora is in the lobby. This what's going on. You got Leonora in the lobby. And the police told her, we finna watch the footage. Now this finna bust Leonora and her mammy. Good. Leonora admitted, they showed me the footage. You know what I'm saying? They just showed me that she didn't come in. You know what I'm talking about? And Miss Teresa claimed they ain't showed her nothing. But how Leonora get to see some of the footage and you don't? And at the time when they showing Leonora the footage, why Leonora ain't texting you like, mama, they finna show us the footage because you gonna be up there, right? You see what I'm saying? Now look, boom. This at 1 p.m. MTV showing you all of this at 1 o'clock. So this means this what was going on at 1 o'clock. They were showing you what was going on in the footage. But if you go back to the footage, if you go back to the footage that they released, who you gonna see downstairs? Those college kids standing in the hallway around that time and trying to make it look like, yeah, they must be eating lunch or something. You know what I'm saying? So that just let you know they substituted the whole lower level and gave you some footage on that job. That's why MTV took it off YouTube and just said, man, we just gonna keep it on our website because YouTube, this is where everybody be watching it. So boom, I just caught MTV up. When I was trying to tell y'all about Zach and MTV connection, dude, come on now, we'll be seeing that. Now look, 8:29. Watch this. Watch this, gang. Hold on. Oh, I didn't even know that. Hold on, y'all. I'm finna pull it up, y'all. Now you got Shamaya saying the image in my head just still stuck in my head. She saw the murder. You got Kiara Cole in this picture with T.Y. I'm going to get back to that in a minute. You got Irene. Hold on, y'all. Now look how the timestamps finna match up to all of this. Miss Teresa said, I tried to tell the world the truth, but they didn't believe me. Now I ain't telling them nothing. I looked into his background, bruh. Another TV detective worked for MTV. Even Rosemont said, now they saying Zach TV's a fraud. Shaking my head, Rosemont, y'all done messed up a lot of people. Zach still my guy. They even exposed Zach, bro. Look, right here. Now put this together. They got Kenneka in the freezer at 8:49. Come on, bro. I see why they will be causing the disturbance. Now look, which one it is. Now everybody know where she gonna be at 8 something. Now I understand why Kenneka watch. Hold on. Look, Lenny told David what happened. Everything was shut down. The hotel went into lockdown, so we weren't permitted to let guests leave or come. All right. Even Irene made a post about talking about why would she screenshot her talking to Zach and then have 50 Cent when he supposed to be a cancer patient. And 50 Cent supposed to be beating cancer, right? So ain't this like that he needed an organ to survive? Ain't this movie about that he needed an organ or something to survive cancer? Let me know if I'm, what I'm saying, if I ain't mistaken. And then you got Irene talking about I almost ate a little bit with laughing emojis. And I was trying to tell y'all in my last live that you got people be doing these Santana rituals with drinking blood, taking little big chunks of bites off your hearts, and somehow they might eat your pie gland. And nobody don't even know what that means. Look, now I see why Kenneka watch. Look, put this together. You got Kenneka watch. If they already taking a picture of the body, then a couple of minutes later they taking a picture of the watch, cause the bruh. Hey, you sure ain't lying. That's why look. You see how my head be bobbling? I got about 4-5 monitors over here. Got a whole lot of stuff on them. And then make it so bad I don't even show half of it. Cause I be so in tuned in with the little receipts that I got. So look at this. That's why they will be taking a picture of the watch right at 9 o'clock. And if you already taking pictures of the body at 8:49, you know what I'm saying? They just give me what type of speed they was doing, when they come to the investigation. Like when they started it, boy, they was on it. And they got to move quick and fast and keep it efficient. You know what I'm talking about? So look, boom. All of that match up with the 911 call, cause now you got Leonora on the 9th floor cutting up. And I'm like, what? Why would she be? What made her cut up? Cause she didn't cut up the first time. What made Leonora cut up round about this time for them to call the police on them? You see what I'm saying? Cause this round about 8:49. Look at these pictures, and look at her watch, and look at the time when they made the 911 call when the man was talking to them. Why Leonora cutting up there? That's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to know. Now look. Boom. She's knocking on. So look. From 8 o'clock, remind y'all, if this going on 9 o'clock. So they conducting their investigation. And so if they were conducting their investigation from 9 o'clock, Miss Teresa said it was the employee in the kitchen too. with Kenneka for 2 hours. He came out and she didn't. And I'm like, okay, what he was doing in there for 2 hours? Only Miss Teresa could tell us that. Cause whatever she's saying, she saw it on the footage. And questioned it. Now look, so now they jumped from 8 all the way up to 11:23. Now, pronounced dead at 12:48. Look. Hold on. I'm finna show y'all this. They pronounced her dead on this job at 8:49. Look, they even had the girl they were even selling the t-shirts on on NBA 2K. It had to be NBA 217 or 216, one of the two. It was on one of those game consoles. They got the Kenneka Jenkins t-shirt. Who authorized this? You just can't put nobody on your platform. Cause you know, if they did this, you know, Miss Teresa could have sued these folks. Like, how you gonna use my daughter? You know what I'm saying? No. I didn't give you the rights to that. The MTV already was doing this stuff, bruh. Then look. Exactly at 3:12. Look where they at 3:12. They in Chiller Park. And look, make it so bad. That's where the organ harvesting thing got at. In Chiller Park, that's where the organ thing at. Right down the street is Chiller Park, cause they got it's in Chiller Park neighborhood, bruh. In the school zone right across from an elementary school. So you heard in Chiller Park, Illinois. Look. Same clothes, same outfit, and all of them throwing middle fingers up. So when they left her, they went to Chiller Park, bruh. Go look at Andrea Alice's and look up the address where they got caught organ harvesting at in that little building. So boom, they talking about. Hold on, I need to find. Look, that's why Kenneka mama even said this. Her body was allegedly found round 10ish. Now think about this. Like how Friends Cave always tell me, I don't know, probably between 1 or 2. And you already know Miss Teresa, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, You know what I'm saying? She trying to pull that little same move too. Yeah, I called the police round 7-ish or 8-ish. And when she said when she first got to the hotel, y'all remember when she said she got to the hotel in the beginning round about 5-ish? But if you knock an hour off, it's round 4-ish, just like what her daughter would say she would beat her and stuff. So if you look at Kenneka body was allegedly found round 9-ish, it support everything. It support everything, gang. It support everything that this lady knew what was going on and was just knocking the hour off the time and still throwing everybody off, but talking this subliminal to the people that's covering up the case. Look, I looked into this. This John said the Adidas jacket is a cold clue to this case. You know what I'm saying? It certainly paint a picture on Mariah. Cause now check this out. I thought that was Mariah. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even know who that girl is. She looked like Mariah and grew up a little bit, but I don't know. But if you look at that girl picture, she was on her phone round about 2 something, standing at the bathroom door, talking about she was last seen by her friend in the bathroom, and that's at Tucson. And she saying, look. Look at the friends with all Adidas outfit on. Look how they pointed out Killer as the popo for trying to help silence the subliminal and the timing. So the dude was here at the party are all connected to Mariah and all of this. And KJ was totally out the picture. But look, when I looked at the Adidas outfit, now I know since I read this post, I'm like, look, you just really just put me on the song. Cause now I just went back and look at the footage. Whoever came in with a Adidas jacket outfit on and at some point walking around the hotel without it on and somebody else got his jacket on, and we know Kenneka had on when she came to the hotel, but she ended up with a Adidas jacket outfit on. 9 times out of 10, that's his jacket. That's his jacket. And then when you come, then look, and then guess what kind of clothes Leonora had when she brought to the hotel? A Adidas outfit. And if you don't think that's strange, gang, now that was always suspect to me. Bye, y'all. Now look. Cause of death, hypothermia, they didn't prove none of these things. Now look, you look at the autopsy report, they said Kenneka been taken to Pyramid. She was described regularly for it. I guess Miss Teresa didn't understand what was going on when they were asking her these questions, because it's like she want to keep it a secret. That's why Dr. Oz was like, well, look, in the autopsy report, it's saying she was a regular user of the Pyramid, because the levels that's in her system consistently that she been on this medication for a while. For a while. But keep that in mind. Told y'all, bro. Man, look. Man, look at all the receipts that I just done match up for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just done incriminated themselves. And then this ain't that what I got to show y'all, because I still got to show y'all a whole lot of stuff too, gang. You know what I'm talking about? But so yeah, I'm gonna get on up at this, John, and we'll be back. We'll be back, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? Give me a little minute, gang. Boom.